What's up, guys? Today I'm doing a border run from San Jose, Costa Rica to Bogota, Colombia. If you're new to our channel, Jazz and I moved to Costa Rica about a year ago. We're currently living in Costa Rica under a tourist visa, which is a 90-day stamp in our passport. Perpetual tourists like us call these frequent trips out of the country border runs. And today I'm flying solo from San Jose, Costa Rica to Bogota, Colombia. Normally Jazz and I would be completing a border run together, but we just had a baby in Costa Rica, and through our baby's birth we have applied for permanent residency here in Costa Rica. As permanent residency applicants, we are not required to leave the country every 90 days unless you drive in the country. So if you want to drive in the country and you want to use your foreign driver's license, in our case our US driver's license, we have to leave the country every 90 days to renew that tourist license. Jazz is staying behind with baby Luca, and that is the reason I am flying solo to Colombia. Good morning, buenos dias. I am here at my hotel in Bogota. I made it in last night. It's about a 2-hour flight on Avianca Airlines, which is a Colombian Airlines. Really like them. This is the second time I flew with them. Real nice folks, and comes with a meal. I'm ready to start my day here in Bogota. I got a bunch of cool things planned, but before I do, I thought I'd show you around this neat hotel where I'm staying. We got a little kitchenette set over there. Over here you got your sitting area. Coming back through here is the bedroom. Has a TV, a couple wardrobes, and in through here's the bathroom with hot water. It's a nice place. It's running me about $150 for a 2-night stay. Alright, I'm ready to check out the city and find some breakfast. So I've been navigating around the city on my own, trying to find this restaurant called La Puerta Falsa, the false door. So it's a famous restaurant I heard about. It was opened in like 1816, so a couple hundred years. It's got to be good. And I have finally come right up on it. I sat down, asked the waiter what he recommended to eat. He suggested I try the cocoa and bread and cheese. So here it is. Kind of reminds me of a snack I used to eat as a kid, which is cocoa and toast. And this place is pretty cool on the inside. Very old looking. Very tight. And you got a loft up there. Natural wood beams. Alright. Let's try this cocoa. I made it to Bogota Square. This is Plaza Bolívar, and around here you will find all the main government buildings. This is really the center of the capital city here in Colombia, and there's a lot going on. There's a lot of different vendors, and there's a lot of people out doing cool stuff. So let me show you around. when you visit Bogota, I suggest you check the weather before you go. Bogota sits pretty close to the equator, so you would assume that it's warm, but that's not necessarily true. The elevation of the city is about 9,000 feet above sea level, so you do get those cooler temperatures. And also in the winter seasons, you can expect a lot of rain. So you want to make sure you dress accordingly. Lucky for me, I brought a jacket, a sweater, and an umbrella. One suggestion I would make is that you bring decent walking shoes with good tread. I'm wearing some Chucks, and the sidewalks are majority stone and brick, and they're kind of slick. I almost fell a couple times. If you plan on purchasing stuff in Colombia, I'd say it's probably a pretty good idea to exchange some USD at the airport for Colombian pesos. The current exchange rate is about 4,500 Colombian pesos to $1 US. And not all shops here in Colombia will take your credit card. Hotel, you should be good. Ubers, you'll be fine. But little cafes and restaurants, you might run into some trouble. And also, if you want to buy anything from a street vendor, you're gonna need some type of cash. Another question that will probably come up is, can you drink the water here? In Bogota, if you do a general search on the internet, people are going to say the water's potable. I asked our Colombian friends, and they were kind of split 50-50. One of them says they drink the water, and the other says they only drink bottled water. So last night I got to the hotel kind of late, and I called down to the concierge to see if she could bring me up a bottle of water, and she said they didn't have any available. So I've been drinking the water since I got here. So far, so good. Something else I'll mention is cell phone service. So Jazz and I use a cell phone provider called Liberty, which is formerly Movie Star in Costa Rica. That cell phone service is supposed to be good throughout Central and South America. Now, it worked fine when we went to Guatemala, and when I traveled to Colombia, my phone stopped working. I've been WhatsApp chatting with Liberty, and they said my phone should work, and they're trying to get it to work. They couldn't get it to work last night, and they said they escalated it to the next level, and hopefully it'll start working today, and they'll email me when they get it to work. But luckily there's a lot of cell phone street vendors out here walking around willing to sell you SIM cards. So I bought a SIM card with 9 gigs of data for 20 mil, which is about $5. And yeah, that should be good for the rest of my trip. I mentioned our Colombian friends a couple times, and when I told them that I was going on this trip, they gave me a lot of suggestions of where to go and what to check out. And that, combined with some research I did on YouTube and just some general Googling, one of the things that seems like is a must-do is the Gold Museum. So I'm en route to the museum. Some of these areas are super dense and heavily trafficked by pedestrians, but it's no wonder with a population of 11 million. This is the biggest city in Colombia. I just entered the neighborhood of La Candelaria, and in this neighborhood you'll find the famous fountain of Plaza de Vendero, and that sits at the entrance of the famous graffiti street. I can't visit Colombia without trying a Colombian beer. This is just some random bar that I walked into off the street. It might be hard to see, but at the top of that mountain is the Monserrate, and there's a cable tram car you can take to the top. I'm going to try to make my way to the base of that cable car so I can go up there and check it out. It's supposed to have the most beautiful view of the city, and I can definitely imagine that to be true. I'm now up at the Monserrate, and it is elevated at over 10,000 feet above sea level. I can definitely tell it is a little bit hard to breathe up here, but totally worth it because it has the best views in Bogota. doing a lot of walking and worked up a pretty decent appetite. And I walked past this restaurant that had a steak dinner advertised. I'm like, that looks good. So I went in, and this is what I'll be having for dinner. Alright. And after this, I'll try to find some dessert somewhere. So I was told I couldn't leave Bogota without trying this place. It's called Crepes and Waffles. Here's my crepe, fruit crepe, and I also got an espresso. The crepe was about $2, about 8,000 pesos, which is less than $2, and the coffee was 3,000 pesos, which is less than $1. So far I found everything here in Colombia to be super affordable. So this pretty much wraps up the Bogota Colombia trip. It was a great time. As far as recommending Bogota for a border run, I would definitely do it. The pros are, once you get here, it's pretty affordable. Actually, it's really affordable. The people are super nice and welcoming. The city's really easy to navigate. My phone didn't work half the trip, and somehow I was able to get to all my destinations. The only con of making this a border run, I would say, is the flight's kind of expensive, about $400 per ticket. But if you are in South America or you plan on heading to South America, I highly recommend Bogota, and I cannot wait to come back here with Jazz and baby Luca.